World Tour, an expansive single-player story mode. Fighting Ground, the core fighting game experience made even more accessible. And Battle Hub, a social space where players from around the world can compete and hang out. These are the game's 3 main modes. In addition, we're planning to release new fighters and content, so you can enjoy the game for a long time to come. Street Fighter 6 is out now for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and Steam. Don't miss it. We also have an announcement for Capcom Pro Tour 2023. This year's Capcom Pro Tour will feature Street Fighter 6, the newest entry in the series. Players from around the world will compete in regional matches and battle to be this year's champion. To celebrate the launch of Street Fighter 6, this year we have our largest prize pool ever. The total prize pool for Capcom Pro Tour is over $2 million, with $1 million going to first place. Capcom Pro Tour 2023 will feature 3 types of tournaments: online premieres, offline premieres, and World Warrior. The winners of each tournament will advance to the World Finals at Capcom Cup 10. Stay tuned to see which player will crush the competition and take home this year's championship. Next, we have news about Street Fighter League Pro JP 2023. In Street Fighter League, the world's top players form teams of 4 and compete in official Capcom Team League matches. We have the largest number of teams ever. The opening match will be held on July 7th and will be streamed live on the Capcom Fighters JP channel on YouTube and Twitch. Don't forget about the Street Fighter League World Championship 2023. The US and European leagues will determine the teams that will go on to compete in the World Championship. Get up close and personal with Resident Evil 4 on PlayStation 5. The game's main story will be playable in VR with PlayStation VR 2. Thanks to the power of PlayStation VR 2, you'll be able to experience an even more immersive version of the game. Take aim as you fight to survive. RE4's cutting-edge knife action is a core part of the game, and the PlayStation VR 2 Sense controller makes parrying even more intuitive. Experience extreme survival horror firsthand. Resident Evil 4 VR mode is a free DLC exclusive to PlayStation VR 2.
Now on to the next game in today's lineup.
Up you go! Sorry, kiddo. We've still got a ways to go.
It's almost time for Ghost Trick. Here's the latest on the game.
Hello everyone, I'm Shu Takumi, the original creator of Ghost Trick. It's almost time for the game's release, and I can't wait for you to play it. But first, let's get started with this. The demo for Ghost Trick is available now for download. The story stars a lonely spirit named Cecil. In the course of solving his own murder, he will meet and change the lives of all sorts of people in all sorts of situations. Things may seem unrelated at first, but each person plays a vital role in Cecil's story. And together, their stories will lead him to one ultimate truth. So think of the demo as a doorway, inviting you into a great big mystery. It's been 30 years since we made the original game. And just like Cecil, I met many new people, and there were many miracles that occurred during its development. I have no doubt these experiences are what shaped Ghost Trick into the unforgettable game it is. To the team that lovingly ported this game, and all the fans who have shown so much love towards it, I'm so grateful to all of you. I am thrilled that through this rebirth, Ghost Trick will be available to so many more people around the world. Now, to wait for its release. And one more thing. I practiced very hard for 2 weeks for this appearance.
And what does it mean that I was given these powers of the dead? Use the powers of the dead to possess and trick items. The controls are easy. Connect Cecil's glowing blue soul to the core of objects to possess them. Possess the tire. Possess the bowl. Possess the star ornament. You can then trick the objects you possess. Trick the guitar to play it. What will happen when you trick the cart? Trick the door to open it. Possessing and tricking objects will let you access new areas. Cecil can go back 4 minutes before someone's death. What happened before her murder? Those clues are hidden in the past. Follow past events in real time. The limit, however, is 4 minutes. Help people avoid near-death predicaments and change their fates. Cecil will face death in many forms. Changing their fates will change the story. And that story must be linked in some way to the mystery of Cecil's death. Ghost Trick, launching on June 30th, 2023. Demo version available now. Don't miss the pre-order bonuses. See the official website for details. Now on to the next game in today's lineup.
Objection!
In Ace Attorney, players serve as lawyers for the falsely accused. Battle for justice in the courtroom and uncover the truth. Now, the 4th, 5th, and 6th mainline Ace Attorney games are being brought together to share the story of Apollo Justice and his allies in the dark age of the law. On Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Windows, and Steam. The colorful characters and courtroom drama of each game have been relitigated in beautiful full HD. Available in 7 languages: Japanese, English, French, German, Korean, and traditional and simplified Chinese. We've also added voice recordings for the new languages. We're sure there's no objection to everything included in this collection. Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy is currently in development for release in early 2024. Please look forward to more information about this collection in the future. Next, we have some Capcom news to share. This month marks Capcom's 40th anniversary. As part of the celebration, we've opened a digital theme park called Capcom Town. Take a stroll through the museum to view original artwork and other materials from various titles on display. You can even play a few of Capcom's beloved classics for free. Head on over to the castle to cast your vote in the Capcom elections. Participants will receive a special reward, so don't miss out. We can't wait for everyone to enjoy these attractions, along with the many other fun experiences we've prepared at a Capcom ID account is required to play Resident Evil RE-Verse, our new upcoming title Exoprimal, and to use the online features of Street Fighter 6. You can also use this account with other Capcom services and campaigns, such as a survey about today's Capcom showcase. We'll release more titles and services compatible with Capcom ID soon. Register now for Capcom ID. Now for the latest on Exoprimal ahead of next month's launch.
Hello everyone, I'm Takudo Hideoka, the director of Exoprimal. I'm excited to share the latest Exoprimal news with you all. But first, let's check out this video.
Hello? Thought I heard activity on this frequency. Hello? My name is Garrett Siles.
Basically, the IB's godfather. He was responsible for the entire Exosuit project.
You know, Anchor Division, I assume?
Exosuits were developed right here.
I need exosuits. It's our only shot. We need access to the past. All my R&D is just waiting to be picked up back in 2040. Intact and hot off the presses. The access codes to override Leviathan. You can set it down. The whole thing.
Heisel.
The fuel of the future.
All this time, Heisel is a side effect of time travel? Did they just juice it out of dead dinosaurs?
At least we know why dinosaurs bleed blood. Lozol. Unrefined Lozol in the blood.
A Neosaur. I mean, look at this. It's a walking glob of stuff.
I promise you this. We'll find a way out of here. All Anchor project files have serial numbers. Look for anything starting with 181. That's the project code for Leviathan's core.
Okay, Doc.
Oh, gentlemen, I didn't get your names.
Colos, the Hammerheads.
Well done. You fought desperately and survived. The perfect exosuit development project is nearing fruition. Activating Massacre Module, summoning Neo T-Rex Swarm. This is all helping to make a better exosuit.
Good hunting, Ace.
Presenting my most exciting combat project, the Savage Gauntlet.
What did you think? That was a lot of new info. Before we dive in, I'd like to give a huge thanks to all the players who participated in the open beta test back in March. We were extremely pleased to have so many participants. Plus, you gave us a lot of invaluable feedback. We can't thank you enough. While only portions of the Dino Survival content were made available for the open beta test, today we'll be introducing more content included in the full game. Let's take a look at what you can expect when Exoprimal launches on July 14th. Let's start with the story. Ace, the game's protagonist, is transported to the year 2040 and forced to participate in a never-ending series of war games. The story unfolds as you play through Dino Survival, the game's main mode. Gathering intel to update the analysis map unravels the mysteries surrounding parallel worlds and the AI entity known as Leviathan. At times, players will also engage in special boss battles as part of the main story. Dino Survival mode will also change as the story progresses. You'll unlock new missions with a variety of objectives, including 10-player co-op, a multitude of dinosaurs to fight, and more maps. The game will also feature an assortment of unlockables and challenges. Modules can be used to enhance exosuits and modify active skills. These modules can be obtained by fulfilling certain conditions while you play the game. You can also personalize your appearance with a variety of cosmetics, such as exosuit skins, weapon skins, decals, and emotes. The game also features a special 5-player mission that changes weekly. Compete with squads from around the world for the fastest completion times, or by earning awards through achievements, like most damage block with a tank suit in battle. There are many ways to enjoy the game, even after completing the main story. We took your feedback into consideration as well. In the full version of Exoprimal, we plan to implement a mode where victory is determined by completing missions as quickly as possible, instead of direct combat with other players. We hope you look forward to that. Now, let's go over all the new info we just saw in the video. Who was that new face at the beginning? Meet Dr. Signs, the developer of the exosuits, and the head of Anchor Division, IBS's elite research group based on Bikitoa Island. The Stratovator, a space elevator that extends from the Anchor Division research facility into orbit, will also be a playable map. Incredible battles will unfold while exofighters and dinosaurs clash atop this massive space elevator. Players will even encounter dangerous mutations of dinosaurs, known as neosaurs, the most deadly among them being the Neo T-Rex. You'll need to work together with your team to stand a chance at taking them down. Oh no, is that a swarm of Neo T-Rexes? What are Leviathan's true intentions? Wait, what's the deal with this new exosuit? While it may look similar to Deadeye, This exosuit is a variant called Deadeye Alpha Burst Fighter. Unlike the default Deadeye, this variant comes equipped with a weapon that can burst fire or be used as a shotgun, allowing exofighters to change their style of play. Exosuit variants, including Deadeye Alpha, will be added in a title update following the full version's release. At the end of the video, we revealed Savage Gauntlet, a mode that lets you take on special 5-player missions that change weekly. In this mode, players can enjoy a change of pace from Dino Survival by competing against exofighters from all over the world for the fastest completion time. More info about exosuit variants and Savage Gauntlet will be revealed at the Xbox Games Showcase Extended. Be sure to tune in. And last but not least, we're excited to announce that we'll be holding a second open beta test. This time, we're including additional story-related missions, 10-player co-op missions, and other adjustments based on everyone's feedback. Check out the official website for dates and times. We hope you're all excited to try out this new content. Players will also receive a new reward for participating. Don't miss out. We'll continue to make adjustments to Exoprimal, leading up to the game's launch on July 14th. Thank you again for all the feedback. We look forward to seeing you in the second open beta test. That's all we have for you today. See you in the War Games. It's going to be a ton of fun.
Next up is the last title we'll be showing off today.
Hi everyone, my name is Hideaki Itsuno, and I'm the director of Dragon's Dogma 2. It's been over a year since we celebrated 10 years of Dragon's Dogma, and I can finally give you some more information about the new game. First, let's take a look at the trailer we revealed the other day.
That you protected me from the dragon's flames.
You need only believe in your own destiny, Arisen.
Of course, that begs the question. If he's a mere mummer, then where might our true Arisen?
Empress Medinia's life is in your hands, Sir Arisen.
Praise be, for only the Sovereign's guidance can lead us true. Long live the Sovereign number one!
But it doth not release thee from thy fate.
What did you think? The action RPG game Dragon's Dogma was released in 2012. Now, a decade later, I'm proud to share a look at the highly anticipated sequel, Dragon's Dogma 2. Today I want to talk about two characteristics that Dragon's Dogma 2 will inherit from its predecessor. First, Dragon's Dogma 2 will be a single-player game, but with pawns at your side, it will feel like co-op. And second, gameplay will feature action role-playing mechanics set in an open-world environment. In the Dragon's Dogma series, you embark on your adventures with pawns, otherworldly beings controlled by AI, alongside the player-controlled Arisen, you can embark on your journey with a main pawn that can be customized to your liking, as well as up to 2 additional support pawns you can borrow from other players to form a party of up to 4 characters. Pawns are controlled by the AI and are now capable of even more precise decisions than in the previous title, helping you in the midst of battle. They can also help guide you to new locations, or give you a high five following a successful battle. It really feels like playing in a party with other players. Dragon's Dogma 2 is built with the RE engine, resulting in a dense world woven with high graphical fidelity. You'll enjoy a world roughly 4 times the size of the original Dragon's Dogma, with more to experience than ever before. The characters and monsters that populate the world are given life thanks to the power of AI, and players will feel like they've been reborn in this vibrant fantasy world. You can look forward to a variety of vocations to choose from. Your vocation will shape your Arisen's role throughout the adventure. Will you take on enemies with swords? Magic? It's all up to you. We'll have much more to share in the future, but for now, I want to go over a few sections from the trailer that show what we've improved for Dragon's Dogma 2. This game is designed to enable players to take on situations in their own way. In addition to AI, advanced technology like immersive physics brings pawns, monsters, and NPCs to life. What would happen if you destroyed that bridge, or if you pulled that monster's leg? What other exciting possibilities can you think of? Meet 2 characters pivotal to the story that also appear in the game's key art. Ulrika, a bow wielder with a deep connection to the Arisen, and Nadinia, a high priestess of the Beast Ring, which appear in the series for the first time. What destiny awaits? How will they affect your fate? The intricate relationships and situations you will encounter in the game are sure to keep you on your toes. During your adventure, you will come across familiar monsters from the previous game, as well as new monsters such as Medusa. You can look forward to new player vocations and many new experiences unique to Dragon's Dogma 2. Please stay tuned for more information. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Beyond and hello, and what the hell was that?
Hi.
I'm not sure.
Can I take my microphone off?
It's okay. Welcome back. I'm Max Scova. Welcome to a very special Summer of Gaming edition of Podcast Beyond, IGN's weekly PlayStation show. We're going to break down everything huge they're not a PlayStation exclusive that happened in that Capcom show, but don't worry, we're going to talk about other stuff. Thankfully, we're not expected to just talk about Capcom. But we are going to talk about Capcom. Here to help me break down all that stuff, I'm joined by Jada Griffin, Matt Kim, and Akeem Lewanson. Wow, that was kind of slim pickings right there.
I mean, well, Capcom, they're 40 years old now, and as someone that age, they're showing how out of touch they are with their audience, clearly, by giving us Capcom Town?
Captown.
Captown?
I think it was it Captown?
Capcom Town.
Maybe it was Capcom Town.
It's a browser game you can go to celebrate 40 years of Capcom.
Yeah.
And that was maybe the biggest reveal in that.
No, we got Pragmata. That was probably.
But that's not. That was a delay announcement.
It wasn't
world premiere delay.
They announced they revealed the delay.
Yeah, which was a very cute reveal. It was very funny.
Yes.
We actually put out the call on social media to tweet out your reactions with the hashtag IGN Summer of Gaming. We're still checking those. Jada, what did we have to say? I think we had a comment about the.
Yeah, we got a couple of them. So, based on the reveal of the delay, we got Craig Anderson. That release date apology in the trailer was pretty funny. We had Steve at Scuba Steve 1219 said, with the hot streak Capcom is on, ignoring Exoprimal, it feels like they can delay this as much as they want and it'll still be a banger. This year and next are already stacked as it is. I do 100% agree. We are very stacked this year, so I think maybe there's not a lot of pressure on Capcom to like put a lot of stuff out, especially since they're still taking a victory lap from Street Fighter 6 coming out and doing so well.
Yeah, and RE4.
And RE4, yeah.
But again,
So-
I just feel like having they didn't have this. They announced this super late. It just feels like kind of, kind of unnecessary information. Like it almost just kind of like muddied the waters in terms of things to look forward to. And we were joking like, oh, they're going to show us Dino Crisis. Please show Dino Crisis. Show us I was thinking we'd get like an RE9 tease or something.
I was hoping for that.
Devil May Cry 6, something like that.
Yeah, Devil May Cry 6 was the top of my bingo card. Monster Hunter World 2 was what I was really hoping because they're just winding down development on Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak. It's a perfect time to be like, hey, Monster Hunter World 2 is in production, but no.
Yeah, when you surprise announce a showcase following the events of this weekend, you presume that it's because, hey, we want to get in on the action. We also have big news that we want to drop during this time where everybody's being hyped up for things. And you kind of feel like it's not just a superfluous sort of like, hey, remember these games that we've already announced like 2 months ago?
And a lot of these trailers were just rehashed from stuff we saw at the PlayStation conference or saw at the Xbox conference. Like we've seen a lot of the footage here.
Yeah.
So like I was kind of like, it was like they lost their homework in the mail. They mailed it to LA to get here, and it got lost. And they're like, well, let's just use the homework from last week.
I don't get it. But yeah, we did get the Dragon's Dogma 2 reveal at the PlayStation Showcase, which I'm extremely excited for. Like all due respect, like that game. Love the first one. Very excited to play the second one because it looks gorgeous. But this just feels like kind of a wonky. Like they showed us the trailer we'd already seen, gave us a little more insight on the gameplay, but with the same gameplay we'd already seen mostly. Like it's just one of those things where you have to keep track of what's actually new and being shown off.
Yeah.
I mean, they were like, we're really excited to announce that this is an open world action RPG that has physics and a pawn system. And it's like, yeah, man, I knew that from the title. It was in the first one, and you put a 2 after it. It's just sort of assumed as much. You know?
It even has support pawns, which is interesting.
Human bones that move on their own.
All roads lead to Grand Sororin.
Master Harpies. I'm actually really excited. I hope they don't nerf the pawn dialogue because that is one of the funniest things in that game. I think they did actually have to make them shut up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it looks gorgeous. I mean, I'm excited to jump in here and character creation and all that.
Exactly. I'm very excited for Dragon's Dogma 2. I'm upset that I didn't get new stuff. I was hoping to have some new things to like rewatch the trailer over and over again and be like, oh my goodness, look at that. That is a really cool, that's one of the new vocations. That's one of the new jobs. That's one of the new spells.
It was a lot of reused footage in everything that we saw today coming out of Dragon's Dogma 2. Like, we saw this at the PlayStation Showcase for the most part. We were excited then. They didn't show us anything to like get us even more excited.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of confirmed things that we assumed. We were like, we gotta do a post show for Capcom, and I'm really glad we also have other stuff to talk about. We're also going to talk about Ubisoft and all that. But one big thing that we got during this sort of summer gaming stretch was the reveal of Path of the Goddess, which got shown off first at the Xbox showcase. Brand new IP. I saw a few people kind of scratching their heads and being like, Onimusha when it first popped up.
Yeah.
And it's got, Jada, what did you think of this?
Yeah, no, I think Path of the Goddess looks really great. I think they want to do some more demonic stuff, but they're not ready to bring Onimusha back. So this is kind of their half and half way of doing it. It's also, we were talking a little bit during the show, it's got a little bit of Okami elements into it where you're kind of like moving and things are popping up behind you. And so, people love Okami. So I don't know. I need to see a little bit more of this one because I'm still not really sure what it's all about. But I don't know. It looks interesting. It's definitely got me intrigued, and I'm gonna check it out as we get more details. But it's still a long way from selling me on being like a day one buy.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we've gotten a lot of games that kind of have this aesthetic recently. What was the
Monster Hunter Rise kind of went this kind of aesthetic as well.
Monster Hunter Rise, Wild Hearts.
Yep.
I feel like Wolong Fallen Dynasty a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool yokai and monsters and stuff. This is one of those sort of shotgun blasts of sort of snippets of gameplay, which is it looks like gameplay for the most part, maybe a little cutscene in there, but it's also so kind of scattered that you're like, what do you do? Like I would almost have taken like a stylized cinematic trailer that kind of establishes what this universe is, and then a little sort of a gameplay overview. But yeah, I mean, it's got some creepy monsters and stuff.
This is the one I would have liked to see. It had that gameplay breakdown instead of Dragon's Dogma, where they telling us the same. This is the one I would have liked to have the breakdown on, because I would have gotten actually new information about this game, and it would have answered questions that I had.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you can't win them all. Capcom is they're on a victory lap, like I said earlier.
Expecting some kind of a showcase?
I know, man. Maybe some cake.
Well, I think Capcom just really wanted to be a part of the action. We have Summer Game Fest happening right now. We're doing our Summer of Gaming, so I feel like they just really wanted to be part of the action. So they hodgepodge the thing together. They spent a long time on a Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, which was I tried so hard not to fall asleep during that.
Yeah, with all due respect, Ghost Trick is great, but also it's a game that already came out.
Yeah.
Like it's a sort of a known quantity, and it's coming out really soon. Like I kind of always, this is like a thing during sort of E3 showcase presentation type things that have always kind of bugged me, where it's something that is totally it's a known quantity. It's coming out so soon, and they always come try to remind people that it's happening. And we're of course we very nose down on this and pay close attention when everything's happening. But showing off this and like Exoprimal, it's like. You just maybe just do like a dedicated thing just to that, like do like a launch day stream. I don't know.
It's good. Like I'm very happy. It's and I'm sure a lot of game preservationists are gonna be very happy that we're gonna get this one. We're getting the Ace Attorney Apollo trilogy that's coming out. That looks really cool to be able to replay those on modern consoles. That they're no longer locked on the handhelds. So like, all in all, they did show a lot of stuff that people are gonna be interested in. But it's not the showcase material that we were hoping for.
I think even then, right? Like, Ghost Trick is also still going to be a digital-only release along with Apollo Justice, Like, if you're going to spend that much time on Ghost Trick, and it seems like it's a game that Capcom really cares about to get people to play, they should announce like a special collector's edition at their fancy showcase,
Yeah. I would love to get that red suit, that fancy red suit comes with it.
I really appreciate that this has a Pomeranian dog in it. See, there's the Pomeranian dog. That's a good dog. I have a Pomeranian dog myself. I can attest. They're great. It's like this and Tokyo Jungle, some of the best Pomeranian dogs in games.
You can dress Peppers up like that for Halloween.
I think that would involve spray painting him.
You actually should do the Ghost Trick character
you want me to
Halloween.
bleach my dog? I'm not doing it. It's a terrible idea. Exoprimal. Also something we sort of touched on. It's Jada, you're actually kind of interested in this, right?
Yeah, I got some hands-on time with Exoprimal, with some of the devs and stuff ways back, and I think it's a great game. I think it's not getting it's not being shown off in the way that most people are expecting it to be shown off, or needs to be shown off for people to be hyped on this game. But it's got a really cool blend of PvE, VP. So most of the matches you're playing against, just AI dinosaurs that are funneling through portals, and just what they do. They just fall out of portals on top of each other. And the physics of it is great. You see them literally tripping on each other as they fall down from the sky. And then once you get to the tail end of most of the matches, you're competing against another team in kind of like an escort push match. And now this is just one of the modes that I got to play. Like there's multiple different modes, so this isn't all of them aren't the same, but you can, at that point, when you're both pushing like this payload, you're fighting against each other and you're shooting the other team's payload, which stops it from moving. So you have to choose, like, am I targeting the payload? Am I targeting the enemies that are shooting our payload or shooting us? Am I targeting the person who just transformed into a dinosaur and is now trying to destroy us? Because my team at one round got wiped because we went through a choke point in the map, and they came through as a Triceratops and just did a little belly roll through the whole chokehold and wiped our whole team. It was a masterful play. I was very upset. We still won, and I P'd the round, but it was I
really appreciate how just wackadoo video gamey this is. Like
it is.
It's like, why are the dinosaurs coming out of portals in the sky? Shut up, just shoot them.
I mean, these are also the creators of Dead Rising, where we have like hordes of zombies just running at you. So I mean, like this is like within their wheelhouse to make a game where just like a bunch of raptors are just jumping out of a portal coming at you. I'm also interested in this too. One of the things though that caught me off guard, I saw the redhead right there. I immediately thought of Regina from Dino Crisis. I'm pretty sure a lot of people watching in the comments, y'all were like, oh, is that Regina? Oh, we're getting Dino Crisis. Nope, it's just a switcheroo. Capcom, they know what they're doing. They're not gonna give us Dino Crisis because we got Exoprimal at home.
Yeah.
Not yet, coming soon.
Right.
next month.
I feel like it's going to be a while before we get a proper Dino Crisis remake. I think they got enough Resident Evils to probably.
I think they're testing some stuff, testing some physics with the dinosaurs.
Making sure they can fall out of the sky properly.
Yeah.
How many of them can we pile up? How much of a crisis can these dinosaurs really be? Yeah.
Existential crises for the dinosaurs.
But yeah, speaking survival horror, we got a very quick snippet of RE4 VR.
Yes, Resident Evil 4 VR, which I'm super excited about. I mean, I was excited about it when we saw it during the show, the PlayStation showcase. I don't think they showed us any new footage. I think that was the same exact footage that we saw. Like, I mean, I combed through that footage after it dropped for the PSVR 2, or after that footage dropped, however many weeks ago at the PlayStation showcase. I'm excited for this, but it still looks. I don't know, like it looks kind of wonky a little bit. Like, you know, looking at the arms there. I don't know. It doesn't look as fluid and smooth as the arm as the movement in Resident Evil 4 Village VR.
You think so?
No, not Resident Evil. Not 4 Village. Resident Evil Village VR.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
combining
the part of it is because that was by design first person.
Yeah.
You really spend a lot of time looking at Ethan's hands and how horribly they get injured in that game.
They're building it from the ground up, which is amazing. I mean, it's not going to be an easy feat. So I know it's going to be some time till we get this.
This is kind of cool. I mean, it's funny because we've gotten the first-person games flipped into third-person, and we've gotten this. We've already seen this in VR once with the Meta Quest version. Yeah, man, I'm into it, but also it looks. I'm not gonna. It's too scary, you know. So you're looking forward to it. What part are you dreading the worst?
Are you kidding me? The chainsaw man coming at me, and I gotta like block him with either my gun or my knife.
He's funny though.
You just hit the parry button at the right time.
I don't know how easy it's gonna be in VR. I'm not sure about this. Like, look at that. That in your face right there.
I think it's scary that he's a doctor. You know, like, canonically he's a doctor of what? I don't know. Where to get the chainsaw? It's weird.
Doctor of Pain.
Yeah, I don't know.
A chainsaw. Yeah, there you go.
No, I dreaded the Verdugo in the the first VR one they did, and I proceeded to not play that far into it because I didn't want to deal with him. And the Verdugo really just gives me the panics. Like, I really don't. That guy comes out of the ceiling. You gotta freeze him like he's a mole you want to take off. It's just very bad times.
I'm not looking forward to the axes being thrown at me and them screaming obscenities at me that I don't understand.
I'm afraid. My only fear is that I'm going to swing to block the axe, and I'm going to hit somebody as they walk through my living room. That's what I'm most afraid of.
An actual walker.
An actual walker. Yes.
Yeah. That seems like it could be tricky. I don't know. It's interesting though because there were enough new mechanics in the remake that this could be a very different experience compared to the previous VR one we saw. Anyway, we've got tons more to talk about, including grading all of the shows over the last few days. I think some of them that we might have to see us after class. We're also going to talk about everything we saw from a PlayStation perspective. Stick around. Summer of Gaming continues right after this.
IGN Summer of Gaming is presented by Lenovo Legion with 13th gen Intel Core processors. Beyond performance.
So you like IGN, huh? The news, the videos, the guides, and wikis, it's all in your wheelhouse. But do you ever wish there was more? Introducing IGN Plus, a brand new program that's loaded with tons of cool perks and benefits. Sign up for IGN Plus today and you'll unlock free games and in-game content every month, a free subscription to Map Genie Plus, huge discounts for stuff like Dream Gear, Power A, Humble Bundle, the IGN Store, and tons more. IGN Plus is just $29.99 a year for a limited time. You deserve a little extra.
Behind every game, movie, and TV show you love is a wild, crazy, and sometimes unbelievable story.
No one is just black and white.
From revealing the secrets behind your favorite franchises to solving a legendary video game mystery, I'm coming for you. IGN Inside Stories gives you a peek behind the curtain.
If people come to the game now and see what's going on there, I think they'll be surprised.
Join us as we dive into hyper-dedicated fan bases, worldwide phenomenons, and the most incredible untold tales in games and entertainment.
I said, wait a minute, that doesn't sound so good.
It was definitely not what I expected in the best way.
Inside Stories, available now only on IGN.
And I was like, holy shit, we're gonna do this.
Have you been stuck on the same quest for just way too long?
I just want answers!
IGN strategy guides and interactive maps are here to help. IGN guides are trusted by millions, easy to use, and of course, free. You can even track your progress with handy checklists if you go for 100% just like we do.
We're gonna be going over some sensitive material.
IGN has the very best, most complete, and accurate guides for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, The Witcher 3, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Elden Ring, and so much more.
I will require some time to process this information.
Every guide is tested and verified for you by experts. Just search for IGN.
IGN's Summer of Gaming is presented by the United States Air Force. The call to serve can come from anywhere, from providing and sustaining security to humanitarian assistance in the event of disasters, and the U.S. Air Force is prepared to answer. And in 2023, the Air Force is hiring over 26,000 new airmen and has over 200 career opportunities. To learn more, visit airforce.com.
I often get bored in the evenings. There's never anything interesting on TV, and
Morning everybody, how are y'all doing today? I'm doing great because as I hope the Xbox showcase was great, I think I'd give it like a solid 8 out of 10. We saw an extremely in-depth look at Starfield, and we saw 11 upcoming Xbox games, some we haven't heard about before, and some we're finally getting closer to release dates for. Like Forza Motorsport, we just found out it's gonna be October 10th, 10 days before Spider-Man 2. We finally saw gameplay of Avowed, and it actually looks really fun, honestly. And we got some awesome third-party announcements like Persona 3 Remake, which, I mean, that was leaked, but still finally got announced. And who could forget Payday 3, finally. And it's coming out in only a couple months, I think. But, of course, when you show off good stuff, there's always going to be people who hate on it. And as expected, the Sony fanboys are in full denial over this showcase, especially Forza Motorsport and Starfield. Now, it's kind of funny because almost exactly a year ago, I made a video just like this, where we covered the amazing Lucas and J-Tech reacting to Starfield and Forza Motorsport, and now we're kind of doing the same thing again, because these guys are in complete denial about both games, especially J-Tech with Forza Motorsport, but you guys will see that in a second. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this.
Okay, so they're showing real cars and they're showing. I'm just trying to see what the fucking gameplay look like. Don't try to do what Gran Turismo did because, bro, you're not on that fucking level, bro. You are not on that level. I see what they're doing. You're not on that level, bro. You don't know shit about fucking history. Get the fuck out of here. Try to talk about the history of cars like you have been there, bro. Fuck out of here.
Oh my god, is anybody else getting the aggression from that clip? Holy crap. Bro, why are you so mad that they're showing some historical footage? And why are you acting like they know nothing about it? Like, are you some car expert or something? And you know what? You're right. Forza is not on Gran Turismo's level because Forza is better. But, like, why is he so angry? I don't understand it. Do you guys hear it in his voice? Like, what do you mean Xbox doesn't know anything about the history of cars? Like, what? This is gonna be flashbacks to last year when he said Gran Turismo had a better day-night cycle than Forza. Or when Xbox last year said they captured the environments with a great level of detail, and then Jay's friend said, no, you didn't. He's acting like he actually has beef with Xbox, which I guess he kind of does. But I don't know, it's just so weird, but whatever, let's keep going.
Sorry, bro. You got a Gran Turismo movie coming out. You on not on our level.
Yes, Forza is not on the same level as Gran Turismo because there's a Gran Turismo movie coming out. This is so ironic because every time Xbox announces they're doing like a collaboration with like Oreos or they're coming out with new controllers or something, J-Tech and the other PlayStation fanboys are always like, oh, well, they're coming out with everything except games, Lamau. But now Forza is inferior Gran Turismo because they're making a Gran Turismo movie. You really love to see it. I thought it was all about the games, but no, apparently now it's who's making a movie and who isn't.
So what's your thoughts, though? You think it's going to be on the level of Gran Turismo?
This does not look as good as Gran Turismo.
Is this a service game or a real game?
I have no idea right now because we're still watching
this is a downgrade from when they showed it.
Obviously, because when they showed it, they showed cinematics and they lied to us. Again. Nah, Gran Turismo.
Oh, this is
Gran Turismo's better. Gran Turismo's better. Then I could be able to out Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo is better.
What? How? How can you tell Gran Turismo is better than this just by looking? Like, I'm genuinely curious. What about this makes Gran Turismo look better? I'm genuinely curious. If we're talking graphics, then nah, you're wrong on that one. Maybe it was downgraded. It very likely was downgraded, but PlayStation is no stranger to getting downgrades I mean, if Spider-Man is anything to go off of, Spider-Man 2 is definitely going to be downgraded. But I bet when Spider-Man 2 comes out, he's not going to make any effort to check to see if it was downgraded or not. But God, I still don't understand. How can you just see a quick flash of a guy going through the Forza menu, customizing the car, and then say, oh yeah, Gran Turismo's better automatically? Fanboys are sad, strange little men. But yeah, that was his reaction to Gran Turismo. And now really quickly, before we get into Starfield, I wanted to go over Jay's reaction to one of his friends telling him that there's a chance Metaphor could be Xbox exclusive. And I'm gonna skip the initial part where he tells them, because I just want you to hear this one specific part that's a little hypocritical. Here, just take a listen.
Yeah, they don't mind giving them money for this type of shit. They can play that dirty game. PlayStation gonna play a bigger game with this Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah.
So, but it is a loss for us if they are actually able to lock it down. But it's a loss for them too. Yeah, because that's a game that everybody should enjoy, even Nintendo Switch people.
They're gonna miss a lot.
They're gonna miss out on a lot of money. And I'm gonna be honest, bro. How I feel right now, if more developers to do this, I'm perfectly fine waiting. I will not be giving you money day one whenever it comes over. I'll be waiting for that shit to be in a bargain bin.
Yeah, it'll come
it's
over.
It's the principle.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably
Oh, so it's a loss for them because they won't make as much money. Man, I sure wish JTech could keep the same energy when it came to PlayStation PC ports and Sony locking down exclusives as well. So when Xbox gets exclusives locked down, that's bad for the developers because they're missing out on money. But when Sony does it with Final Fantasy, no, that's perfectly fine. They can do things that are only possible with the PS5. The hypocrisy is off the charts. Of course, he'll talk about developers missing out on money when it's locked down to another platform, but when it's locked down to PlayStation, no, we never talk about that. Like, yeah, okay, bro. But anyway, now let's go ahead and get into his Starfield reaction, and then we'll get into the amazing Lucas after that.
None of this is running on Xbox, obviously.
Fuck no, I guarantee all this shit was ran on PC.
These motherfucking developers reading off a script is so fucking obvious.
Yeah, sorry, it's not much, but it's what he did. I mean, you guys saw in the last clip, he was basically talking over it the entire time. So he didn't actually say much about the game itself, probably because he couldn't say anything negative. I just kind of wanted to throw this in here to show how petty he is with his criticisms. Like, first of all, it's very obvious this is running on an Xbox because it's locked to 30 FPS. If it was on a PC, it would be 60. It's very obvious that this is running on an Xbox. If it's not, I'll hold that L, and I'll also be very surprised. But then that little jab at the end, like, oh, it's so obvious they're reading off scripts. Yeah, no duh. It's almost like these things are pre-planned and pre-shot, and they have scripts to read off of so they can go over everything. Like, what did you think? This was gonna be a YouTube video where you come up with everything off the top of your head? God damn, he is petty. But anyway, now for the main attraction, the amazing Lucas. And honestly, guys, if I were you, I would get some food for this one. Preferably something you would put salt on. And also maybe have a doctor on standby in case you go into sodium overdose.
Make the leap. Bring what you do online with GoDaddy. Register the perfect domain for your business. Create your website or sell online. Help protect your site and customers with our security plans. Learn.
It totally looks real, right? That doesn't look plastic at all. Hold up. Are they serious? Is this supposed to look real? I'm confused. I'm genuinely confused. Is this supposed to look real? Or is this supposed to be like an arcade? This is supposed to look like an arcade, right? They're not trying to simulate like real life, right?
Apologies for cutting that up so much, but there were these huge moments where he just would not talk at all, and they were blasting very loud copyrighted music, so I'm gonna do my best to not get claimed on this video. But God, it's the exact same thing as last year. He's so salty at how good the game looks that he just pretends that it looks like plastic or like an arcade game. As Frit would say, use mad, use big mads. Because on the outside, he's just like, oh yeah, you know, is this supposed to look real? This looks like an arcade game. But we already know on the inside, he's curled up in a ball, tears streaming down his face, laying in a bed full of salt, coping and seething over the fact that Xbox made a really good looking game. Never change, Lucas, never change.
Man, show damn nothing. They had a game that didn't even have a release date. Coming soon. What? It said in due time. What the hell is due time?
Ah, yes, they showed absolutely nothing at all. It's not like they showed, you know, 11 first-party games and 14 third-party games. Remind me how many first-party games Sony showed again? What was it, like 4 or something like that? But yeah, Xbox definitely showed nothing. And that's not even to mention that we didn't even get the Spider-Man 2 release date at Sony's showcase. I understand we got it at the Summer Games Fest. But as for the whole in due time thing, dude, that was a pun. What was the game called? Like Clockwork or something like that? It was all about like going back in time and stuff. So in due time was just a pun. It means in the future. God, this guy is stupid, but whatever. Let's keep going.
Apparently they all wear the same suits.
Now, in case it wasn't obvious enough, that was right after a shooting section of gameplay. But God, what a stupid thing to complain about. Hear me out, dude. Maybe they all wear the same suits because they're all part of the same gang or organization or whatever. Who would have guessed people who work for the same organization or who have the same affiliation or whatever would be wearing similar clothing to each other? Where's this energy for Sony games? In God of War, yes, don't get me wrong, there is a bunch of enemy variety. But guess what? When you run into a group of enemies and they're all the same enemy, they all look exactly the same. Who would have guessed you have all these different enemies and a bunch of different types, and enemies that are the same type look the same?
And this is where the game
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about.
By the time you meet them, Constellation is sort of...
Okay, sure, the graphics aren't the best ever, especially the humans. Some of them don't look the best. But the amount of detail in the environments, on the suits, especially on the open planets with all the grass and the trees and the animals and stuff, it all looks great. Again, it's not the best visuals in the world, but it looks great. And it's very funny that he's giving this game and also Forza crap for the graphics, because I'm gonna play you guys this video from one of his videos where he was talking about Spider-Man 2.
When it comes to the graphics, graphics are fine, bro. The graphics are good. It is what it is, right? When it came to Arkham Knight and the Arkham series, you're not gonna get any medal for the graphics, because that wasn't the focus of the game. It wasn't to be eye candy.
But when Starfield's graphics aren't the best thing ever, then we have a problem. The double standard is insane. When it comes to Spider-Man 2 not looking as good as everybody thought it was going to, oh, well, you know, that game isn't supposed to be eye candy. The graphics, they're fine, whatever. But when Starfield's graphics aren't fantastic, then, oh, what are these graphics, dude? The game's falling apart. Oh, it's horrible. Lucas cannot keep that same energy.
Backgrounds come in.
This is crazy, bro. They
Backgrounds give
spent
you a bit of
25 years
backstory
on
and
this?
start you out with 3 basic skills.
From
Ain't no
chef
way they
to
spent 25
dusty.
years on this.
You know, the crew still
No
has
way.
a betting pool about which restaurant critic you must have crossed.
No way,
to
they're
wind up
lying their
here.
asses off, bro.
No, you, oh my God, you absolute moron. They have not been developing this game for 25 years. It's been in development for about 7 or 8 years. I'm pretty sure they started right after Fallout 4, actually. When they said 25 years in the making, they meant it's been 25 years since their last original IP, I'm pretty sure. Right? Wasn't their last original IP Fallout? And that was in 1997? So yes, this has been 25 or 26 years in the making. That doesn't mean they've developed this game for 25 or 26 years. I think anybody with a brain could figure this out. Then again, we're talking about fanboys, so I don't really know why I'm expecting brain functionality.
It's a feast for the eyes. Off we go to
It's
another
empty.
adventure. We'll let you discover that on your own.
It's empty land.
Check this out. Want a quick and easy way to make tons of pro-looking videos all by yourself? Look no further than Create Studio Pro.
With Create Studio Pro, you can create amazing 3D character explainers just like Pixar, and you never need to use complex 3D software, lose your mind rigging and designing characters, or have to spend thousands of dollars on expensive freelancer fees. As long as you can point and click, drag and drop, you too can make amazing 3D character videos that boost engagement and drive sales. Not only can you create amazing 3D character videos, with Create Studio Pro you get your very own video studio. so you can create every type of video you need within the most easy-to-use video editor. You can create wildly engaging scroll stoppers, design video ads and mobile stories for social channels, make engaging animated slideshows, and
Yes, Lucas, welcome to planets. Just like in real life, a lot of these planets are going to be resource heavy but very empty. However, in this direct, we have seen multiple shots of other planets that have life on them and that have human civilizations on them. That's not to mention all the stuff you can find in space, including space stations and other travelers who are either trying to kill you or not get killed by you. Look, obviously I want a lot of the planets to have like animals and wildlife and maybe even civilizations and stuff. But dude, are you really expecting like every single planet to be full of life? That's not how the universe works. And if those are unironically your expectations, then you need to learn to temper them.
Holds, mess halls, and control rooms.
Yeah, who cares though? That seems cool.
Our
but it
modified
doesn't
Frontier is a
impact
practical
the
ship,
gameplay.
but with a little
Hey, guess what, Lucas? Want to know what else doesn't impact gameplay? Graphics. So why are you so up in your feelings over the graphics of this game? But little context for this clip, this is after they showed that you can like design the ships however you want. You know, you have the interiors, the exteriors, you can upgrade all the different parts, you can make it look like Optimus Prime or a platypus or whatever. But dude, they literally showed it does affect gameplay. How you customize your ship in terms of like the thrusters you have, the like hyperspace kit or whatever that lets you jump between systems, what weapon systems you have, all of this does impact gameplay. I'm pretty sure they just went over that before that clip happened. The way you design your ship can and will affect how you play the game, especially when you're flying through space. And actually, I just went back to the gameplay really quick and checked it out. When you're in the ship customization menu and you're building it and whatever, it actually shows you how it will affect the different stats. Not just ship stuff itself, like the engines and the shields and whatever, but also how many crewmates you can take with you. The ship customization absolutely has an effect on gameplay.
Two people every single time. Two people. Bruh. Two people. Bruh, I'm telling you, something's off, man. I'm telling you, something's off.
It's completely. Now, a little context for this clip. Throughout the entire direct, Lucas has noticed that anytime there's like gunfights going on, the player will often kill two people and then it'll cut to the next shot. Apparently, this is some sort of gotcha and something is off, even though in one of the clips he was just watching, he killed 3 people instead of 2. But what does this have to do with anything? Okay, they kill 2 people per clip. What does that mean? Does that mean the game sucks or something? Like, what point are you trying to make here? I genuinely don't get it. Apparently killing 2 enemies in the gameplay is all of a sudden a gotcha, and it means that something weird is going on. Dear God, just let this end already.
Your own 2 fists.
This is gameplay overkill. My God, they're just showing mechanics but no actual story or enemy types.
Maybe you prefer something
They killed the
bigger.
hype with this boring gameplay. I agree. There's no story. They're not showing enemy types because there are no enemies. They're just showing like, hey, you can customize the gun. You can customize your spaceship. You can customize. It's like, okay, that's all stuff that I can do, but like, what's the reason for me doing this?
So now there's too much gameplay. Sony ponies always ask, oh, where's the games? Where are all the games we've been told about? And then when they see the games, now it's too much. I mean, to be fair, I guess if it isn't a third-person cinematic cover shooter game, then they probably have no idea what's happening. But they just explained the story earlier in the direct. What do you mean, why are you doing this? You join humanity's final group of space explorers to answer the unanswered questions that they still have. The whole goal is to explore the universe. And by the looks of it, you're looking for artifact pieces as well that could lead you to like an alien civilization or something like that. They make the story very, very clear, but I guess telling you exactly what's happening isn't enough for these guys.
Like they said, there's
All of
thousands
them
of planets.
putting
Okay,
something special
then
of
show us
themselves
3
into it.
planets.
So let's hear some of
Show
their
us
favorite
3
moments.
planets and show how they differentiate from one another.
I love the way
They didn't show that, bro.
Our final.
Yes, they did. They showed a bunch of different planets. They showed different planets with different life forms and different trees and plants and things. They showed like these snowball planets that are really snowy mountains for the most part, it looks like. I'm pretty sure they showed Mars as well at some point. They also showed how the lighting is affected by the atmosphere and by the rotations. God, this guy is actually just straight up ignorant. They're showing everything he's asking for, and he's just got his fingers in his ears like, la la la, I can't hear you. God, I don't have Alex's sound clips, but you know the one that he plays where it's like, you're stupid. I would be spamming that right now.
This is about to be the biggest L of 2023. And I can't wait. I can't wait!
Whatever issue your iPhone may have, Ken or Share Reiboot can fix them all. We could fix more than 150 iOS stock issues.
Just remember this clip in case this guy ever tries to claim again that he wants Xbox to do well. He just admitted that he wants this game to be a massive L and he can't wait for it. If Lucas ever tries to claim that he actually wants Xbox to do well, just remember this clip. You don't want Xbox to do well, you want them to fail. We already kind of knew this, but this is the full confirmation that we need.
Thousands of planets, right? Thousands of planets. Each planet has different gravity. That's what I got. I don't know anything about the story. What is this? Up to 5 days? Constellation Edition?
My guy, if after that you still know nothing about the story and all you know is the different gravity and how many planets there are, then you have just not been paying attention. Then again, you're also the person who thinks that Forza Motorsport looks like an arcade game. But anyway, guys, here we go. One final clip. Let's see if we can make it.
Bruh, this showcase was ass. Let's put this on mute. This showcase was ass, if we're gonna be honest. Can we be honest? This showcase was ass. Salt? Why do people think I have salt? Salt for what? I want Xbox to do good. I don't think they understand.
And there it is. He wants Xbox to succeed. When just before he said that he couldn't wait for this game to be a massive L. Lucas, do you even listen to yourself speak? I mean, obviously not. You don't listen to anything because you still don't know anything about Starfield, even though they just explained pretty much the whole game. But dude, if this showcase was bad, then what do you think of the PlayStation showcase? Because you said you were satisfied with that. They showed off like 3 times the number of first-party games that Sony did. That automatically makes this showcase better. And then once you add in like the 45-minute Starfield deep dive, yeah, this is a solid 8 out of 10 from me. But yes, Lucas, you are incredibly salty. You are so mad that Starfield actually looks good and Xbox is going to put out a good game, which you won't be able to play on your PlayStation, that you spent this entire showcase coping and malding over everything. Once again, you are big mads. But yeah, anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Basically, what we learned today is Sony fanboys are incredibly pathetic. Who would have guessed? First, you had JTech getting pissed off at Microsoft because they had a little history segment in their Forza section saying, oh, stop acting like you know about car history. And then, of course,
stop thinking, and it's like, well, that's not a lot of fun. You want somebody who's going to let go, man. Okay, so are you not getting the link?
With Photo Vibrance, you can transform any photo into a mesmerizing moving image in just a few clicks.
This is Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, Sierra 117, and you're listening to Podcast Unlocked, the world's #1 Xbox podcast. Now, finish this fight. Master Chief, out.
Welcome back to IGN's Summer of Gaming. That was the Xbox Summer Game Showcase. I'm Ryan McCaffrey, host of IGN's weekly Xbox show, Podcast Unlocked. If that Starfield Direct, by the way, had you dying to know more, stick around because I got a chance to not only talk to Todd Howard about it, I also got to play an hour of it myself yesterday. So that is coming up in a little bit, along with a closer look at Alan Wake 2. But first, to help me break down some of the other big announcements from this excellent showcase, I am joined right now once again by Stella Chung, Destin Legary, and Kat Bailey. Hello, my friends.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you, Destin.
Wow. That
Thank
was
you.
gret. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, we're going to start. Let's just start with immediate reactions, which Destin has already kindly jumped right in on. Summing it up with a wow, that's good.
Yeah.
Kat?
I thought it was a strong show. It didn't have enough gameplay, maybe, and the release dates were a little bit hazy, but there were a lot of announcements that really landed. Clockwork Revolutions was a big one. Fable looked terrific, and I feel pretty good about a lot of the releases that are coming up about Xbox right now.
Stella, immediate reaction.
It was fine. Here's the thing, I'm gonna be the bad guy today, and that's fine because I feel like it was good, but again, like Kat said, the gameplay was very weak from what we did see, and I was actually expecting a lot more gameplay and a lot more in-depth looks at gameplay. And I was very disappointed that there weren't, except for Starfield, there weren't any developer breakdowns or interviews or anything in that showcase, so it was good though. It was a strong showcase, just not.
All right. Well, our audience, or at least my audience on Twitter, which is admittedly a lot of fellow Xbox fans, super happy with it. As of reading it right now, exactly 7,000 votes in a little poll that I put up, informal poll, obviously. 54% of those 7,000 people gave it an A. Another 32% a B, 10% a C, and then 4% D or F. So the Xbox crowd on my feed quite enjoyed it. So
I put up a slightly better poll that also got 4,000 people voting for A, just in case anybody was.
Earlier in the show, we put the ask out to you, the viewers, to tweet at us with
always. I do want to hear, if anyone has any opinions about how the writing is and how the voices are. I've always been keeping track of that.
and again, Andrew, thanks for joining us.
Hello. Can you hear me okay? Is everyone here? We got some folks in the chat.
Joining us for all these segments. It was really great to talk to everybody and show off their content. We do want to mention there is going to be a post.
Make sure you guys can hear me okay. I kind of put the volume down for this pre-showcase segment. Oh man, I had to take a nap right before getting here because what is this? Is this the trailer for the exciting times? Like, broken English, maybe, I don't know. Oh, this is the game that they revealed recently at the Xbox showcase, which I thought was Monster Hunter. That is in fact a brand new IP. It's like creepypasta, Lovecraftian.